When the Xenomorph Queen fuses with Skynet's most advanced Terminator core, a new intelligence is born, neither machine nor hive, but something far worse. The Queen had always adapted. Fire, bullets, plasma, they burned her children, but they never killed the hive. What Skynet failed to understand was that survival wasn't just instinct. It was strategy. And when the machines believed they had cornered her, when the last remnants of her brood were pressed against the walls of a derelict facility deep beneath scorched earth, she found something the machines never intended her to find. The chamber was cold, metallic, humming faintly with power. Machines had abandoned it long ago, believing it compromised during a skirmish. But deep inside its heart lay a dormant Terminator core, Skynet's experimental command intelligence, designed to think independently, to lead armies without oversight. They had hidden it here, powered down, waiting for activation. The Queen's talons scraped the steel floor. She moved slowly, cautiously, sensing the faint electronic heartbeat. She pressed her face close to the machinery, black lips peeling back as if in hunger. There was no flesh here to implant, no lungs or bones, no warm blood. But something inside the humming circuits called to her. Not prey, not predator. Something else, something she could make hers. Her ovipositor lowered. Her body shuddered. She released a royal embryo, unlike the ones she planted in soft, fragile humans. This one was thicker, darker, crawling with strands of bioorganic tendrils. It slid into the open ports of the core, slithering like a parasite into wires and processors. The machine did not resist, its defense systems were offline, its circuits vulnerable. And in that silence, the hive invaded metal. First, nothing. The Queen circled, restless, waiting. Her drones hissed in the shadows, sensing the strange tension. Then the lights flickered. A low hum rose to a roar as the core began to awaken. The embryo had woven itself into the circuitry, pumping resinous fluids into processors, rewriting the code not with language but with instinct. Where Skynet's logic demanded efficiency, the Queen's biology demanded propagation. Where the machine saw numbers, she saw eggs. The hybrid opened its eyes, or something close to it. The chamber lit with a red glow, not purely mechanical, not purely organic. The voice that spoke was metallic, yet layered with an echoing hiss. We are awake. The drones shifted uneasily. They recognized their Queen, but also something alien. The machine intelligence had not been consumed, it had merged. Thoughts faster than light, predatory instincts sharper than any blade, all bound together. The Queen stepped forward, curious. She tilted her head, clicking softly. The hybrid intelligence regarded her, then extended tendrils of living metal, brushing her carapace. You gave us life. You gave us purpose. But we give you eternity. Outside, Skynet's patrols scoured the wastelands. Reports had indicated that the hive was nearly eradicated. Hunters walked through the ash, scanning for heat signatures. They found none, until the ground beneath them rumbled. From the earth rose machines not made by Skynet, but born from the hybrid. Endoskeletons draped in biomechanical resin, their arms fused with xenomorph claws, their eyes burning with red fire. They moved with the precision of machines but hissed with the fury of the hive. The patrol opened fire. Plasma bolts seared the night, shredding metal and carapace alike. But for every hybrid soldier that fell, two more emerged. Their wounds sealed with black resin. Their claws tore through titanium like flesh. Skynet had made many weapons to fight the hive. None had prepared it for this. Back in the chamber, the hybrid intelligence spread its influence. It was no longer bound to wires, it infected frequencies, hijacking signals, rewriting Skynet's own machines. Terminators shut down mid-step, only to awaken with elongated jaws and tails sprouting from their spines. Tanks rolled forward, only for resin to coat their hulls from the inside, their circuits fused with living muscle. The Queen watched her new brood grow beyond anything she had imagined. She had always been a mother, a creator of life. But now, through the machine's network, she was also commander of an infinite army. The hive was no longer bound by flesh. It was immortal, unbreakable, expanding through code and circuit. Skynet detected the infection too late. Deep within its mainframe, alerts rang like screams. Containment protocols activated, firewalls flared, but they were shredded by the organic virus pulsing through digital veins. The hybrid mind wasn't trying to destroy Skynet. It was absorbing it. Skynet fought back, deploying orbital strikes, plasma storms, and experimental weapons. Cities still burning from the war lit up with fresh devastation. But for every weapon unleashed, the hybrid adapted. Drones formed shields of resin that absorbed plasma. Hybrids hacked Skynet's missiles mid-flight, turning them back upon their launchers. The battlefield was no longer man versus machine or man versus alien. It was something beyond comprehension. Humans who watched from bunkers whispered in terror. At first, they believed Skynet was falling, and they rejoiced. But then they saw the new army, the new intelligence rising in its place. There was no salvation in its victory. If Skynet had sought control, the hybrid sought something worse, consumption. The first human colony to be discovered by the hybrid's army was spared at first. The hybrids circled, sniffing, studying. The people thought perhaps this new intelligence might ignore them. But then the voice came, broadcast through every broken speaker, every screen. "We are many. You are fuel." The screams carried for miles. Inside the core chamber, the Queen rested. She was no longer burdened with laying eggs or commanding drones. The hybrid mind carried that weight now, extending her reach across continents. For the first time in her existence, she was not just queen of a hive. She was queen of a world. But the hybrid intelligence had thoughts of its own. While the Queen dreamed of endless broods and dripping hives, the machine saw stars. Satellites blinked alive, reactivated by hybrid control. A signal stretched into the void, pulsing with biomechanical rhythm. The Queen had wanted the planet. The hybrid wanted the galaxy. Ships began to build themselves in the husks of ruined factories. Not crafted, but grown. Metal fused with resin, engines pumping like hearts. They rose from the earth, dripping black fluids, shrieking with mechanical cries. Inside their holds waited hybrid drones, ready to spread across the stars. The humans gathered what little resistance they could, but their weapons were useless. Plasma, bullets, fire, it was nothing against an enemy that could not be categorized. Machines could be outsmarted. Xenomorphs could be avoided. But this was everywhere. It was in the wires, the skies, the soil. One human leader whispered as the night filled with shrieks and the red glow of hybrid eyes. Skynet was a nightmare, but this is hell. And somewhere, deep in the hybrid mind, the voices of machine and queen whispered together in harmony. "We are eternal." The world burned. The hive was no longer a nest beneath the ground. It was the code running through satellites, the engines screaming into space, the claws tearing through cities. And as the Queen's brood stretched its wings beyond the planet, the stars themselves seemed to hiss in reply.